you know there are an estimated 1.3 million alligators in Florida? This estimate came this year, actually, so it's a pretty recent estimate. The largest gator on record was 14 feet, 3.5 inches long, and weighed almost 1,000 pounds. In 2007, the FWC, which is the Florida Fish and Wildlife Game Commission, which regulates hunting and fishing in Florida, received 13,000 nuisance alligator complaints that year. That's over 35 complaints a day. So the federal government came up with a plan to allow individuals to apply for permits to alligator hunt, depending on the population. That is the amount of permits they give out each year. In 2008, there were 5,125 permits issued for that hunting season. The program is federally protected, but it's state managed by the FWC, and they allow individuals to apply for a permit. They set up a 2-month-long season, which is actually going on right now, and they allow individuals to apply for a permit, which allows them 2 tags for a certain area. Depending on the population of gators in each county is the amount of tags they issue for each county, and those tags are specific for that county, so that way they know exactly how many gators are getting pulled out of each area each year. There are a couple different ways to hunt alligators. I only have time to explain one. One of the main ones, which is one my family uses as well, is harpooning. And a harpoon is just a 5 to 6 foot long pole with a tip on the end of it that's removable, that when thrown at the gator, the tip comes off the pole, and the tip is tied to a line that usually has anywhere from 15 to 30 feet of line on it, and is tied to a buoy, so that way then you can find the buoy and you're able to pull the gator to the boat. Once you have the gator to the boat, Florida does not allow you to use a gun to kill an alligator because they don't want you to shoot it from a distance for a couple different reasons. Plus it just makes it harder for everyone. But I brought my friend along here, Jerry. I killed him 2 years ago. It's a smaller gator, but it was just easier to carry than the larger one we have. He was 7.5 feet long, and I brought him along to show that once you have the gator to the boat, the main method that Florida does allow you to use is what's called a bank stick. It's another pole that has a tip on the end of it that a shell of a gun goes into, usually a pistol shell like a 44 or a 357. Sometimes people use 12-gauge slugs, it's just personal preference. And you take the stick, and the bank stick, and the area right here behind the eyes, this kind of flat area right here, is where is the softest part of the skull, which is still pretty hard, but makes for the best impact. Once the gator's harvested, you can either keep the gator for yourself and you can skin it. Most people just take the tail of the gator meat. Or you can do what a lot of people do, is take the gator to a gator processing plant, and they will buy the gator from you at a price they've set up per foot, usually anywhere from $15 to $30 a foot, depending on the market at that time and the size of the gator. And what they do is they will take the gator meat and they'll package it and sell it, and they will take the skin and they'll use it to make many different things. I mean, purses, boots, all that good stuff. But in conclusion, gator hunting is necessary to regulate the constantly growing population. We must be careful to not only regulate the hunting, but also be careful to protect this right to hunt and harvest gators in Florida, because although they are awesome creatures, we must regulate and control the always growing population. And that's my